Florida's the most charmed team in America. They're somehow 2-1. Two miraculous wins. They faced Vanderbilt, who became a victim of Alabama's scorched earth policy last week. The Commodores have had their souls seared beyond repair. But you think Florida's wins are improbable? How about facing possible felony credit card fraud charges for allegedly having Funyuns and Sour Patch Kids delivered to your dorm room? Absurdity amidst much more serious allegations alleging credit card fraud. Two of the 9 Gators involved, Antonio Callaway and Jordan Scarlett, are accused of using stolen credit card numbers to buy thousands of dollars worth of things like laptops and headphones.
Obviously disappointed, as we were from the get-go. And yet, you know, there's still a lot to be found out. And, you know, I think you just got to let it, from a legal standpoint, play out. And then, obviously, from there, a university standpoint. And then we'll deal with it at that time. There comes a point where you got to tell yourself, you know, this is right or this is wrong. And, like I said, disappointing, no doubt about it. In some cases, the amount, you know, in a couple of the cases, wow.
Wow is right. It's been a frustrating thing for Jim McElwain, and look, no definitive word, but you'd think that Callaway at least has used up his 4th, 5th, or 6th chance, whatever it is.
Exactly.
But at this point, Florida now at least has a little bit of closure now that they know what is likely ahead for them.
Yeah, and that's good for the team because now you know who you're going to have moving forward. Now, of course, in the locker room, I mean, you guys know it's like a family. It's like a brotherhood. And, you know, you get disappointed sometimes in your family and your brothers, but at one point you have to move on. So now they know who the guys are that they're going to have to line up with every Saturday. The guys who were suspended, the couple who may face federal charges, whatever they're dealing with on the side, it's like, okay, you guys got to deal with that uckery. We're going to go ahead and play these games, and we're going to move forward. We don't like you any less, but we are who we are at this point. This is the team we got to move forward with, and we got to go play our game. So, I mean, it's a sad situation. It seems like it's really a culture problem down there in Gainesville, though, Kirk.
But it's a culture problem and something that obviously that aspect of it needs to be addressed. But from a football standpoint, the fact that Coach Mack has somehow stumbled his way into Atlanta the first 2 years, and you even look at him this year and what they've done, the first game they get blown out against Michigan, couldn't do much on offense. They find a way to win in overtime against Tennessee. They find a way last week to win a game that they probably should have lost against Kentucky. But they're sitting there 2-1. And now they've got Vanderbilt. And I think the move of putting Luke Del Rio in at quarterback, it just felt different when he got in there. They're starting to find, with all the losses, with the suspensions, they're starting to maybe find some guys that can make plays in space. And I think he can just distribute, get the ball out there to those guys and let them do their thing. So I think Luke Del Rio gives them kind of that steady hand. I think that's a good move.
Is there any way that they can play Kentucky and they not cover guys? Because that really helps.
That helps. That was helpful.
This offense, and I think that's the most disappointing thing when you talk to Florida fans. You see Florida has just been...
Well, they're spoiled.
But
Spurrier and Urban, and
but
they expect 45 a game.
But, well, I mean, they'll take 20 at this point. I mean, come on now. I mean, at this point right now, in this game, too, first to 10, first to 12 points probably wins the game. But I don't think the offense you're going to see much change. It's just they got to find a way now because with the depth that they're missing with all these guys to hold it together and win close games. They're not going to blow people out. They're going to have to win close games. They've done a good job of it somehow,
Don't you think they better be careful today because Vandy's almost been written off like Vandy's terrible. Back to being Vandy.
I'm going to tell
Vandy's not as bad as people think.
No.
Alabama's
they're going to show them today. Watch.
They will show up.
No doubt. But, you know, Derek Mason hit it right. Bear, you've got it on the board. Mason was talking about that type of loss can put a team into the abyss for the season. I think you're going to find out whether Vanderbilt is in the abyss or what they have today.
They had a loss like this a couple of years ago. They lost 34-0 to Houston. The following game went to Gainesville as a 20-point underdog, nearly won the game. It was 9-7. David, you touched on Floyd and Kirk as well. They've won close games under McElwain. They've won 20 regular season games under McElwain. 9 of them have been one-score games. So they've had in 9 points. It's more than one score. I mean, you look at last year, they were a big underdog and covered. I have to take the points here with Vandy. They're going to be out to show that. Last week was about good Alabama, more, I think, than bad Vandy. I still think they're going to have trouble scoring points, and I'll take Vandy.
So you don't think Vandy will win outright? You just think they'll cover?
I think they have a chance to win outright. I do think they have a chance to win outright, but I would take the points.
Bear, you got your own steady cam there. Do you want to?
What do you want from me? What do you want from me?
you want to stand up and do a victory lap after? Can we put his numbers up?
What happened last week?
We had
Undefeated. 3-0.
we had USC last night in the comp, so that was hell. So
Okay, so so we'll see. We're over 500.
lose say little, win say less.
I know. LC says that sets the tone for the whole show. But you did go 3-0, so congratulations. We'd kill you when you go 0-3. So when you get 3-0, appreciate that. Take a victory.